Alright, we are back, everybody, for another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick two random SoulsBorne bosses, and they will engage in a hot dog eating contest, and, per standard hot dog eating contest rules, whoever eats the most will be the winner. It's as simple as it gets right there. I don't know what else to tell you. We're just going to get right into it. We're going to see who's going to be in this hot dog eating contest. And contestant number one is the Bloodstarved Beast from Bloodborne. Now, that is a creature that could probably eat a lot of hot dogs. I can tell you that much right now. Bloodstarved Beast, to the best of my recollection, was one of the first bosses in Bloodborne that was like... what is it, the Cleric Beast? The first boss? The Cleric Beast is tough, obviously, being one of your first bosses that you fight, but the Bloodstarved Beast was one of the first where it was like, oh my god, this game's going to be rough. This game is going to be very rough. Bloodstarved Beast is no joke, and it's quite a debut on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, so I'm happy to see him. Her. It. Whatever it may be. Alright, we are going to take this wheel for another spin. Bloodstarved Beast. Wow. Things can get very interesting here very quickly. Very, very quickly. Very happy to see Bloodstarved Beast in Battle to the Death. And this wheel is going to spin for a couple seconds more to determine the opponent in the hot dog eating contest for the Bloodstarved Beast, and it is the Lost Sinner from Dark Souls 2. Lost Sinner is a tough one. I remember Lost Sinner being a very interesting boss, honestly, in terms of lore. I guess we'll find out when we go to the lore section, because I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember anything off the top of my head. That's not a slight against Dark Souls 2 or the Lost Sinner. It's a slight against my my brain that doesn't remember anything. So this is kind of an interesting fight, I think. I do have my opinion as to who would win, but we are contractually obligated to go into the biographies. So let us go right now to the Bloodstarved Beast. The Bloodstarved Beast is believed to be a person whom members of the Healing Church performed blood rituals upon to learn more about the rituals themselves and the Great Ones themselves. Upon first glance, it appears to be some type of dog that has had a rotten piece of pizza dough dropped on it, and it has been trying to get the pizza dough off ever since. In fact, its fighting style seems to indicate this. Quoting directly from fandom, "It is not unlikely that these beasts were once blood saints, the Healing Church's nuns chosen to be sources of healing blood. This would explain why these beings were blood-starved, they were skinned to take their blood, and why there are similarities to the female beast patients. Well, thanks Miyazaki for explaining nothing. In its first phase, it is somewhat tame, and seems to only have a couple moves, but in its second phase, it is extremely aggressive, and can inflict you with slow poisoning. So basically, no need to go to it will come to you." The Bloodstarved Beast is a crazy, fun, and very aggressive boss, and I am very happy to see it in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, and I'm very interested in future battles featuring this particular boss. The forgotten entity that is the Lost Sinner is presumably undead. Duh, everything in Dark Souls is undead. Who is seemingly punishing herself for unknown sins committed long ago. According to the cat in Dark Souls 2, who is much less scary than the cat in Dark Souls 1, she tried to light the first flame, but it is not clear whether its failure is the reason for her self-punishment, or if the attempt is the means of trying to achieve redemption. She imprisoned herself in Sinner's Rise, and when you as the player show up there, she seemingly wakes up and tries to murder you for the sin of stumbling on her dwelling place. She is rumored to have relations to the Witch of Izalith. She has shackled herself with the penal handcuffs. She wears an iron mask. And she attacks aggressively with some form of greatsword. And that is really all I can tell you about the Lost Sinner. I apologize for any noise in the background. They're picking up leaves outside in the road. The Lost Sinner is the boss that doesn't get talked very much about, but I think in this fight, you can't underestimate it. It's pretty aggressive. She's pretty aggressive. And so is the Bloodstar Beast. I think this is a pretty interesting fight. Yeah, I think it would just be really interesting to watch these two bosses have a battle to the death, so to speak. That being said, I think the Bloodstar Beast still comes out on top. The poisoning effect doesn't really affect anything. I know I don't really do this in every boss fight, but Bloodstar Beast does have a slow poisoning effect, but the Lost Sinner does have a resistance to poison, so that's not really a factor. So it just basically comes down to fighting skill, and I think the Bloodstar Beast just has too much up its sleeve. I think the Bloodstar Beast is too aggressive and too unpredictable, and I think the Bloodstar Beast comes out on top, but that's just my opinion. Feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another episode of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death comes to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com for the books. The Rise of Dragons podcast for the podcast. Linktree, Instagram, Twitter, Bobby's World 2110. And on the channel, we have the Sekiro No Healing Word run still ongoing. This episode, I think, is going up right after the episode where I'm clearing the path to Owl. So this coming Monday will be the Owl Win or Bust episode, where I have to fight Owl over and over again until I beat him. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. My favorite boss fight in all of video games. So that is something to look forward to. So I hope you guys come back for that. And next week there will be another episode of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. So until then, be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it. CLC for live, y'all. Bye. I'm not even looking at the camera. Bye. What's going on, guys? Thank you for checking out the video today, but I got a question for you. Did you know I wrote a book? Did you know I wrote 3 books? Did you know that they're all part of the same series? The Roar of a Dragon, The Treachery of a Weasel, and The Cry of a Raven. ReadersFavorite.com says that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. Now, I personally think that's crazy, but it's not for me to judge. It's for you to judge. Go to RobertBlanchardBooks.com and you can check out the books right now. But wait, that's not all. All 3 books got 5-star reviews in ReadersFavorite.com. These books won the silver medal in the Literary Titan Awards. The Cry of a Raven won silver at the Global eBook Awards. So what are you waiting for? Read about Aiden's dream to become a Knight of Delmar. Read about his death and resurrection. Oops, I gave that away, didn't I? And read about his journey back home from 3,000 years in the future to stop the evil that started in Delmar. Go to RobertBlanchardBooks.com. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And then, if you're interested, you can buy the books there as well. And if you've already read the books or you just want to hear more about them, you can check out the Rise of Dragons podcast. You can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And in every episode, I cover a character from the book, an event from the book, my journey into writing, and everything in between. Ripley, what do you got to say about all this?
Give me a treat or I will end you.
You know she's telling you to check out the books. Go to RobertBlanchardBooks.com to check out the books, or listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast if you want to hear about them. That's all I got to say, and thank you for watching this video.